On December 19, 2025, the United Nations Security Council convened for a session that felt markedly different from previous meetings on Syria. The focus had shifted, no longer the civil war, but a series of Israeli military strikes on Syrian territory. The urgency was palpable, as diplomats debated whether mere condemnations were enough. The new Syrian government, still stabilizing after Assad's fall, faces mounting external threats. The Council's recent visit to Damascus underscored the gravity of the situation and the vulnerability of Syria's transition. The agenda: review the latest attacks, hear grievances, and debate a unified response. For years, Syria was isolated. Now diplomatic channels are reopening, and the Council's engaging directly with new leadership. Today's session was about more than condemnation. It was about defining the international community's relationship with a new Syria and setting boundaries for regional actors. The world is watching to see if the Council can move beyond gridlock and protect Syria's fragile recovery. The stakes: regional stability and the credibility of international law. The crisis escalated after an Israeli strike on Beit Jaan, near the Golan Heights, on November 28, 2025. The attack devastated the civilian population, 13 dead, including women and children, and dozens injured. Homes and infrastructure were destroyed, triggering new displacement in a country just beginning to recover. Iran's ambassador called the strike a grave war crime, demanding accountability. Many delegates argued this was not an isolated incident, but part of a calculated Israeli strategy to exploit Syria's transitional phase and entrench its hold on the Golan Heights. The strikes are seen as attempts to fragment Syria and destabilize the region. International outrage is growing, with calls for an end to attacks that threaten to reignite conflict and worsen the humanitarian crisis. The Beit Jaan attack has become a symbol of Syria's vulnerability and the urgent need for Security Council action. The Council now faces a critical question: how to support Syria's transition while deterring further aggression. Earlier in December, all 15 Security Council members made a historic visit to Syria and Lebanon. Led by Slovenia's ambassador, the delegation met President Ahmed al-Shara in Damascus, a meeting unimaginable just months ago. This direct engagement marked a turning point, signaling readiness to normalize relations and assess Syria's situation firsthand. The Council also visited Beirut and UN peacekeepers in southern Lebanon, recognizing the region's interconnected security. The mission provided a clearer understanding of Syria's challenges and the stakes for regional stability. Having seen the realities on the ground, Council members returned to New York with renewed urgency. The visit set the stage for today's high-stakes debate on Syria's future. 1 year after Assad's fall, Syria is navigating a fragile transition under President al-Shara's interim government. The scars of war remain, armed groups still operate, and the threat of ISIS persists. Israeli strikes further complicate efforts to restore security and rebuild state authority. Humanitarian progress is fragile. Some refugees have returned, but millions still depend on aid, and the economy is shattered. Iran reaffirmed its support for Syria's sovereignty and reconstruction, calling for a Syrian-led political process. The international community recognizes that Syria's recovery requires unity, stability, and freedom from foreign interference. The Council's challenge: support Syria's path to peace while addressing ongoing threats. The world is watching Syria's delicate journey toward a new future. As the session closed, a clear message emerged. The international community demands an end to Israeli attacks and respect for Syria's sovereignty. Diplomats stressed that Syria's fragile transition must not be undermined by external aggression. Iran's ambassador called for concrete action, not just words, to halt violations and end the occupation of the Golan Heights. The Council faces pressure to move beyond statements and adopt a strong resolution condemning the attacks. Achieving consensus remains a challenge, but direct engagement with Syria's new leadership offers hope for progress. The goal: a stable, unified Syria where the people determine their own future, free from conflict and foreign intervention. The recent attacks, the Council's visit, and today's debate have brought the region to a turning point. The world now waits to see if the Security Council can help steer Syria toward lasting peace.